What's going on, guys? It's Brandon again, and today I'm bringing you a new War Thunder video. Now, the new patch of 1.39 just came out, and I know I haven't made a video in the past few days, but I was just waiting for the patch to come out. I knew once I saw the server's going to be under maintenance at like this time, I'm like, okay, that's probably going to be the patch. So here we are, bringing out this video, and I'm just going to touch on a few key things that matters to me and what I think is kind of cool. Now, to start off with, we will just take a look at the XP-38 because this is probably the biggest thing that mattered to me in the update. I didn't really realize that they're doing this until I tested out the XP-38 and the P-38 after the patch came out, just like a few hours after. I was just talking to Drex, I'm like, let's go ahead and test the P-38 and see if they update the flight model. And sure as heck, they updated it, and thank God. The P-38 is finally a force to reckon with, and this goes for XP-38 and P-38. These planes are so badass now. They are the terror of the skies for level 2, or for tier 2 I should say, in that battle rating area. So I highly recommend, if you guys haven't taken a look at them yet, to go ahead and fly the P-38, or if you have the money and you want to drop it, go ahead and buy the XP-38, and you also get a A6M5 Co, I believe, with the pack. I believe it's like the Pacific Advance pack or something like that. But it's really worth it. I do like the XP-38 the best. So, like, again, if you haven't tried these planes out, go ahead and do it and get on with it, because I'm sure that a nerf is going to be in store for these things. And I'm also going to end up doing a new XP-38 and P-38 tactics video with Drex and some other guys, because this plane does deserve a new video. And it's just over the top right now. So before we move on to the next one we're going to talk about, I'm also going to bring note to the camouflage that I have on my XP-38. And you guys are probably sick of me referencing this game, but if you notice, the XP-38's camouflage is that from the cover art of Secret Weapons Over Normandy. So I went ahead and I threw that camo on there. I went ahead and just customized it in Photoshop. So also another note to that. And this, I might have this as a download link so you guys can download it if you want to get it. But on the other hand, I'm also going to do a really easy guide about how to make your own camouflages if you don't have Photoshop. A much easier, not as fast way, but it gets the job done. So next thing I kind of want to move into, I'm going to talk about American planes during this video, because that's mainly what I fly, and I'll talk about others later on. But the next plane I really want to talk about is the F-82 twin Mustang. Now, this plane, I didn't really know what to make of it at first. It doesn't seem practical. I don't even know why they really did make this. Well, I know why they did make it in the war, but it's just, in my opinion, it's one of the most unpractical planes that you could ever put in. I mean, it had a good idea to it for, like, use a pilot to get to the battle and let the fighter pilot take over on the other side. That way he's fresh and he's ready to go, basically. And it also was able to go longer range as fast, you know. But in game, I just really don't see a practical use for it. It climbs like shit. It does roll pretty nice at high speeds. It climbs like shit. It's an okay diver, but in my opinion, it's just not practical at all. I mean, the 650 cals, I'll kind of lay down a plan and I'll have a video running here for you. But I tried a different tactic. I tried ground attacking with it, and that's about all that I could find a use for, just the ground attacking part of it. Because 650 cals do make nice for destroying light pillboxes. Plus I know that it gets I believe it gets like 10 rockets, and it gets 2 1,000 pounders or something like that. So it has a pretty decent loadout. But overall, I mean, why take that when I can just take a P-47 out and do ground attack, you know? It just makes more sense to take a P-47 or something like that out. I'm really disappointed in that plane. I really thought it was going to be something more. I was talking to my friends about it, and we all pretty much agreed it is just going to be more of a novelty type plane. And when I mean novelty plane, it just looks cool. It's somewhat fun to fly, and it's just one of those odd planes during the end of the war, and I believe it might have been post-war. No, it's end of the war. You just ask yourself, why was this thing even made? So that's basically the only like really good thing I can say about that plane. So that's just a novelty plane, fun to look at. So moving on to the next plane, we're going to be talking about the F4U-1a US Marine Corps version. And basically it's just the same thing as the F4U-1a naval version, basically two same planes. But they're basically exactly the same. The only thing that just makes me like the US Marine Corps version better is because it's got the dark blue paint scheme to it. If you remember from Battlefield 1941 and Battlefield 1943, that's what the Corsairs looked like. So that's why I just enjoy this plane so much. So basically the same plane, fun to fly. If you've flown the F4U-1a, then you're going to feel right at home with this plane. Now, as for the two American jets, the P-80 and the F-84 Thunderjet, I'm not really going to talk about those simply because I have not bought them yet, so I cannot give them a straightforward review. So I believe I'm going to give them their own video later down the line. Moving on to the flight model changes for the USA. The flight model got changed for the F8F1 Bearcat, the F8F1B, the TBF1C, the F86, the F80, and the P63s, and the F9F2 and the F9F5. Also, aerodynamic controls have been changed for the BTD-1, the XP-50, the P-38s, and the B-25. Also, the F4U-1a has corrected horizontal speed, according to the data sheets. Overall, I am very, very, very satisfied with this update 1.39. This is probably the one update that has really mattered the most to me, and I'm really enjoying it. The one thing that just stuck up above everything else was the P-38's flight model adjustment. I know I'm going back to that, but I would have sacrificed one of the updated planes a long time ago just to get this flight model fixed, because this is probably my favorite plane, like I said. So I'm just happy for that. I'm happy for the update. I'm going to go over the other countries later on in another video. But I think that's it. I'm also going to be talking about the UDK, that's a game engine. The CDK, which is the train editor, the plane maker basically, and basically mission editor. So I'll be going on that later on. I'm also going to be doing, like I said, a tutorial over camouflages. And I think that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video over the American changes. So anyway, guys, my name's Brandon, and as always, have a nice day.